Good afternoon all. Myself Dr. Sarita MODAK, Assistant Professor in Civil Engineering Department, Priyadarshini College of Engineering, Nagpur. Today we are going to perform the experiment in strength of material lab. The name of the experiment is impact testing machine. The object and aim of this experiment is to perform the impact test on mild steel sample. So this is the mild steel sample, which is having the length 5.5 centimeter, width is 0.9 centimeter, and thickness is 0.9 centimeter, which is already measured. And first introduce the different parts of this machine. The base is known as the bottom of the machine, where the mild steel sample is fixed. Then this vertical column is known as the vertical member or column of the machine. This is the hammer. There are two positions of the hammer. In present situation, the hammer is inclined at 45 degree angle with horizontal. So there are two tests. We are going to perform two tests on this impact testing machine. One is fibrous test and second is Charpy test. Now let us understand what is the difference between fibrous test and Charpy test. When the hammer is inclined at 45 degree to horizontal, then that setup is known as Charpy test. And when the hammer is horizontal to vertical, means 90 degree, making angle 90 degree, it is known as fibrous test. So present situation is Charpy test we are going to perform. And before starting the experiment, first we have to understand what is the impact. Impact is ability of material to absorb the energy. So when the hammer is released, the material is going to break under the application of the load of hammer, and there are two scales provided here. Outer scale is used to read Charpy test, inner scale is used to read fibrous test. The maximum capacity to read the fibrous test is 168 joules. The maximum capacity to read Charpy test is 300 joules. Now we are going to release the hammer from this particular height. When the hammer is released, it is going to strike the sample which is fixed in this position. And the dial indicator, whatever the reading will give, it will give the impact strength of that mild steel specimen. Means how much energy is absorbed by mild steel specimen will give the dial indicator. The hammer is released, and whatever the dial indicator, it is at this position. So that is the impact strength of the mild steel sample. 172 joules is the reading we are getting. And this gear is provided to stop the sinking of the hammer. So most important thing in this experiment, we have to take most important care that hammer should not fall. So while releasing the hammer, we have to take the precaution and safety. In this way, we have now performed the impact strength on mild steel sample using Charpy test.